Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
We seek assistance and forgiveness from Allah, and we seek refuge in Allah from our lower selves and from the wrongs that we sometimes commit. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم, Allah says in the Noble Quran, وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِنْ شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَإِنْ كَفَرْتُمْ فَإِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. And your Lord has declared that if you are grateful, I will expand you, and if you are ungrateful, truly my reckoning is severe. So in the month of Ramadan, we also reflecting, amongst all the things that we reflect upon, we reflect on being grateful. What are the things that we can be grateful for? And if you've been without food for the rest of the day, and I'm specifically thinking of those people who fast 22 hours a day. I was quite shocked last night when I heard this. That time when you break your fast, you become so immensely grateful for the sustenance that Allah has given us. That's one way of making us grateful. But what I want us to reflect on in this Ramadan is beyond the giving of sadaqah, the giving of zakah, reflecting on the sustenance that Allah has given. But what are those resources, those internal resources that we have that we can be grateful for in this month of Ramadan? And so that Allah can help us to increase that. Because Allah says, the more you are grateful, the more I will increase you in that. And when you're ungrateful, nothing comes off from Allah. It is just for your own soul that you are being detrimental. هذا من فضل لربي ليبلوني أشكركم أم أكفر ومن شكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن ربي غني كريم. That it is by the grace of my Lord to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful. And if any is grateful, truly his gratitude is a gain for his own soul. But if any of you are ungrateful, truly my Lord is free of needs, supreme in honor. So sometimes we experience challenges and difficulties in our lives, and it's just human to feel like, why is this happening to me? Blaming something out, external of us. And sometimes it's difficult to check ourselves and take responsibility for what is happening. Or even to look at the challenge as a blessing. Right? Especially when you're in the middle of the challenge, you can't somehow see the blessing in it. And so two things comes out from this. Is one, that Allah wants us to be grateful because it's through our blessings, it's through our difficult times that we really get to grow. Right? I mean, if life has always been rosy, there's no challenges, then how do you grow? And so how do we become grateful for even those very difficult challenges in our lives? And then also, how does this make us grow in our soul? And then Allah says, if you're ungrateful, it doesn't affect Allah in any way, it affects ourselves. So interestingly, when Allah talks about shukr, Allah also mentions kufr as the opposite of that. Shukr meaning gratitude and kufr meaning ingratitude. How are we being grateful for those challenges that brings us to become better Muslims? And so one can in that journey step into be a kafir now, and then a believer again, and then you just believe in something else, and then you believe in again. And we've also mentioned the hadith that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, sometimes a Muslim goes to bed at night full of iman, full of faith, and then when he wakes up in the morning, he's bankrupt of that faith. It just shows that the challenge of being Muslim is a constant challenge. So Allah extends or expands or increases us in many ways when we are grateful in our attitude. So being grateful immediately increases our satisfaction of life. I mean, we've seen people who are ungrateful. Sometimes we don't want to be around them because they're constantly complaining. Why is it raining today? Why is the bus late? Why this, why that? Sometimes it's miserable to be around people like that. And people that have developed an attitude of gratitude, they always have a positive air around them. So you want to be with them. So by just being grateful, it allows you to change your mindset and to have a positive outlook on life. There has been some research that has been done, some studies that have been done, where they took a sample of a couple of people, and for 1 week they subjected them to doing certain rituals that shows that they were grateful, and the result was that their sleep was better, they dealt better with stress within that week, and they looked better, opposed to the group that wasn't taught any tools on how to be grateful. When you've learned the lessons within a difficult situation and you've been grateful for the lesson, when the intensity of that increases the next time it comes around, and it does, you are better able to cope with that challenge. So if you are not thankful for what you have, it's most likely that you won't be thankful for what you still have to get. Right? Beautiful, isn't it? If you are not thankful for what you currently have, it is most likely that you won't be thankful for what you still have to get. Right? So being grateful is not about saying, okay, now Allah has given me this, so I'm going to be grateful. It's even the things that Allah hasn't given you, but counting what you have in terms of your resources, especially those internal resources, and being thankful for that. Because it's the cultivation of an attitude of gratitude that brings abundance in your life. So if you think that what you have now is not good enough, your ingratitude will make tomorrow's gifts also insufficient for you. So gratitude also teaches us to be thankful for the little things in life, for the little that we have. So it teaches us that life is not about accumulating, it's about having, but it's about having a good positive attitude of gratitude towards life. So the concept of shukr is very highly regarded in Islam. One of the names of Allah is Ash-Shukur, the one who is grateful. So one thinks that Allah is the Lord, He is the omnipotent and the sovereign. Why does He have to be grateful? So even Allah extends that gratefulness to His servants, and saying that, especially within the month of Ramadan, where we have the choice as human beings to fast or not to fast, to be Allah conscious or not to be Allah conscious. We're one of the few of Allah's creations that have that ability, but yet we choose the difficult road. We choose that hunger and that pain because you know there's benefit to it at the end of the day. And so Allah becomes grateful for this creation that Allah has created. On the day when Allah decided to create humanity, the angels protested. The angels said, are you going to create somebody in earth that's going to create mischief while we here in your presence celebrate your glory and glorify your name? So Allah says, I know what you know not. Because the angels don't have the ability to decide between or have choice. But humanity, when they make that choice to be good and to be positive and to have this good attitude, this is what Allah is grateful for. Jannah is a symbol of Allah's absolute gratefulness towards His devoted servants. It's the final gift. So Jannah starts here. We can create our own Jannah by just creating a positive attitude towards life. Life can be beautiful. You know, you heighten your consciousness and you walk in the fields there and you see a flower or you see a bird, and there's awesomeness in this creation of Allah. How often do we get an opportunity to experience that? On a daily basis, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used to ask for forgiveness and for his weaknesses and mistakes 70 times a day. So, and it was not because he needed that, it's because he was grateful. So Ramadan is a time when we give thanks, and one of the best ways to display our gratefulness for what we have is to assist those who don't have. And when we assist those who don't have, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to give them food. Yes, for those who have it, you can give it. For those who are not able to fast in the month of Ramadan, we feed poor, breakfast, lunch and supper. But giving is also looking to strengthen our internal resources, right? So reflect upon your own greed, your own selfishness. How much of that can be changed through giving? So hence it is incumbent on those who have fasted in the month of Ramadan to complete the fast with giving something to the poor so that they can also enjoy the day of Eid, right? So this fitrah that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has established, it's very little. It's, what is it currently? A few kilograms of barley, which is like what, less than 30 rand, I think. Yeah? So it's just, it doesn't mean that now if you're a rich man or whatever, that that's all you need to give. Give so that there's something that stirs inside of you, right? So if you're able to give more, give more. If you're not able to give barley, give your time. If you're not able to do that, give dates. If you're not able to do that, smile at least to people. But give, not because it is incumbent on you to give so that your fasting can be accepted, but give because something inside you moves. Also when somebody shares something with you and it's a good thing, always look at people in a positive way. So this is a characteristic indication of loyalty and readiness to serve. So using your body to go out there and serve, either by giving, by helping others, that is also a form of giving gratitude. And shukr bil qalb is another form where we maybe not able to express something in gratitude or do something physically, but we keep it in our heart and we say alhamdulillah for this or for that or for whatever has transpired. But one thing I just want to mention about zakah is that the word zakah itself means to purify. So zakah doesn't mean charity, right? We do charity in order to purify ourselves. And so also for us to reflect upon when we do that giving, how does it purify ourselves? Are we giving so that nobody sees? We ask Allah to soften our hearts so that we may appreciate the gifts of Allah in good times and in our times of difficulty.